welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash, a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, the 22nd of April, 2015. What does that mean?
Earth Day.
Happy birthday, Earth. Is that what it means?
No.
No. Well, happy birthday, Earth, anyway, whenever your birthday is. No, it means being conscious of things, right? Like using reusable shopping bags and reusable water bottles, and don't leave the water running when you're brushing your teeth. What else? Recycling, public transit or carpooling together, walking places that are close. What else? Bicycling, that's a good idea. And that is your tips for today from Cece and Damaris, the Geeky Girls. Happy Earth Day.
Reduce your carbon footprint.
That's right. Do it, okay? Okay. This is episode 137 of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. Sorry, we got on a little tangent. Apparently we like tangents.
Better than cosines.
But ching. We'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you. To all our returning viewers, and a big hi to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. Hope you enjoy the show. We don't usually start the show with rambling, but occasionally we do, because it just happens, you know? And we're trying something new today. The show notes are now like just right here, almost even with the camera, but down a little bit. Instead of way over here where we have to turn this way, we're trying it. We're going to see what happens. Also, the windows are open because it's a gorgeous spring day, but you may hear a little bit of ambient noise. I think there was some little ones playing in the grass in the back garden. So, just FYI. But it's a gorgeous day, and so we opened the windows. Okay. We had nobody introduce themselves this week. So sad. Damaris, if somebody's not a member of our Ravelry group, what should they do?
Join.
And then what?
Introduce yourself in our introductions thread, and you'll get a shout out on our next episode.
That's right. Well, we have quite a bit of stuff to talk about. In fact, we might even take a short 10-minute break between this segment and the next one, because I am almost done knitting this pair of socks that are in my hand right now, and that will be another FO. So, we'll be back in just a second for you, but a few minutes for us. Okay, here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Mare?
I am working on my I Can Do That hat, which is the worm hat by Katharina Knopp. Right now I'm using US 6's 4 millimeters.
But you did use US 4's 3.5 mils?
Yes, and the yarn is Easy Knits Arcadia in the Kirk colorway.
Which is a Star Trek reference.
Yes, and West Yorkshire Spinner's Signature 4-ply in the Poppy Seed colorway.
Which is a Kitchen Spice reference. Because they have lines like that. So, how are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling some feelings.
Okay, well, you want to tell us about them?
We're all on a path, on our journeys, and okay.
How do you feel about the hat?
I think it's on its journey to my head.
Okay. How many little doohickeys are there?
I repeat this 10 times and then I do something else, so.
So there's 10 little doohickeys?
I don't think so. I think there's more than that. But those are decrease sections.
Okay, so there's 10 doohickeys before you start the decreases.
I think so.
You should double check. But so you've got 4 doohickeys. Yes?
And a half. No. 3 and a half.
Oh, so this doohickey's not done yet.
Nope.
Okay.
This is doohickey.
You heard it here first. That's how we reference our knitting, that doohickey. So, but you're liking it?
Oh, yeah. This is a great hat.
I think so. I really love the string down your face look. Anything else you want to say about your hat?
No.
Okay.
So what are you working on?
Too much stuff. But I just finished something in the time travel space between the intro and this segment. I'll show you that next segment, though.
And then you're going to start something else.
I know. You know, actually with, is it that one right there?
I think so.
Yeah, they're secret though. Shh. Because I think the person might watch. So, shh. It's a secret. Shh. 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 let me tell you what I'm working on, though. I am still working on, in my Doctor Who Knit Run Dig project bag, I am working on the sock pattern for this year's Indiebra Yarn Crawl 2015. I am currently knitting it on US 1.5 2.5 mil needles with Holiday Yarns Flock Sock Yarn in the Pink Lady colorway.
Flock socks?
Flock sock. That's what it's called.
No, flock socks?
No, flock sock. Not Flox's socks. Star Trek reference. Did you catch that? You get a point for every time you catch the Star Trek reference.
But the points don't matter.
I know, but there's been, what, 3 or 4 already? Okay, so yeah, Pink Lady.
I missed these ones.
Well, your hat title. And your whole thing about how you're feeling about it.
No. That was a reference to James Darcy doing this, like, I'm feeling some feelings right now.
So maybe 2. Unless you count this conversation, that makes 3.
The points don't matter.
Points don't matter. Pink Lady sock yarn. But this is not the official colorway for the yarn crawl. But I just had a message from Jess this morning that she dyed something and she's waiting for it to dry, and hopefully it is the yarn. And that way I can knit it in that. But I showed her the sock pattern that I'd come up with. She liked it, and I'm ready to do the heel on the first sock. They are going to be both toe up and cuff down.
At the same time?
No, to the same design, but
same time?
The directions for both in the same pattern. I'm making y'all happy. Are you happy with that? What'd you say? Yes. Okay, you like it? Okay. Good job. Okay, what else am I working on there? A shawl.
Too many things.
A shawl. You know, I am embracing the Knitmore Girls, not theory.
Motto.
Sure, something like that.
Philosophy.
That as long as you knit at least one stitch on something, you can talk about it on the podcast. I knit more than one stitch, but you know what I'm saying. So I am working on a shawl, the Halfway There shawl, y'all, by Vera Valimaki. I'm calling it my we're halfway there, living on a prayer shawl. How about that?
It's a prayer shawl?
No, living on a prayer shawl.
It would be funny if it was, though, because then it's a double pun.
That would be really funny. I'm knitting this on US 7's 4.5 mil needles, and my project bags are falling. Here just so far, it's a crescent shape. The purple, well, all 3 of the yarns are Rainbow Heirloom Lush Light, and the purple is Princess Rockstar, the gray is Apparition, and the turquoise is Blue Raspberry. So I did not get a full repeat done on this, but the rows are getting longer, obviously, and so they take more time. And my other issue is, I love the pattern, I love how it's coming out, but here's my issue. It's short rows almost every row, and so you can't just sit down and do one row, because then you're like halfway through a row with short rows, and then you're like, oh my goodness, where was I when you come back to it? So I have to have a good block of time to be able to do it. And that did not happen this week, other than I was like, I have not knit a single stitch on that this week last night, and so I pulled it out and did a few rows, but not a full repeat even. I'm throwing bags that way so that I can see what's next. My Mama Vertebrae. This is another one where at least one stitch. I did more than one stitch, but you know what I'm saying? Here we are. We're still on this one sleeve that's never going to end. So, I should tell you what this is. I'm losing my mind, so sorry. Mama Vertebrae pattern by Kelly Brooker. On US 2's 2.75 mil and US 3 3.25 mil in Yarnorama yarn in the cerise colorway. So here's the second sleeve. Last week I was right here where this little thing is, and this week I'm right here. So I knit about an inch maybe. How much do you think I had left when I tried it on? What, like a couple inches and then the ribbing?
Maybe.
It's in the black hole of knitting right now. It's never going to end. And then I have to do a whole nother sleeve.
And then you have to do the collar.
No, I'm done with that. All I have left are the sleeves.
Oh.
Everything's done but the sleeves.
Okay.
Okay. And then I have one more thing on the needles. That one's going on the floor because I'm running out of room. I am knitting Christmas stockings for my sister, for her house. So y'all have already seen that I had finished the first one, and I didn't get the second one cast on. I was like, oh my gosh, I could get this. Because if I knit 8 rows a day, at least 5 days a week, I can finish them in time to send them to her for Christmas. So, I finally cast on the second one. So, this is the Mix and Match Socks pattern by Nancy Lindberg. I'm doing it on US 8s, which is 5mm needles, in Cascade 220 in the, let's see, I haven't added the red yet. Christmas red, Highland green, and Gris colorway. That green is pretty true, but the Gris, there we go, that's more the right color there of that. So I've got I've got the ribbing done and the cuff, and I'm ready to start on the stripes. In fact, Damaris, do you know if I started with red or green? Maybe we will look at that. We will look that up in between segments here because we're ready to move on to the next segment.
Talk about her finished projects.
Yes, we are. I have 2 because I finished one during our time travel this episode. First one is my weekly preemie hat. This is my top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. This one has a little bit of fuzz on it. Yeah. This is done on US 6s. 4mm needles. And the kind of cream, but it's got little black specks in it, is Windy Erin in the 704 colorway. Very descriptive. And an unknown pink yarn. There it is. Yeah. It's a little fuzzy. But that's okay. So that was number 16 for this year. Pretty awesome, huh? And then what I finished while we were trying to record, but I was so close, and so I finished them. I finished my newest pair of Cece's Vanilla Cappuccino socks, which is also a free pattern for me on Ravelry. I finished my Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitten socks. So, this yarn is Pandia's Jewel Super Sparkle in the Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitten colorway. And I did this on US 1.5's 2.5mm needles. Look, it almost matches. And I didn't even try. You see, like that? I didn't even try. I love it. Love, 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 love it. Can't wait to wear them. Do you see the sparkle? I don't know if you can see it. It's hard to see. I will try to remember to put the picture in the podcast right here of what inspired these. So Julia, who is the dyer from Pandia's Jewels, and I are good friends, and she was having a bad day, and so I sent her this picture that hopefully is on the screen right now. I'm going to put a note in the show notes to remind me. Of this Rainbow Butterfly Unicorn Kitten just to cheer her up, and she loved it so much, and so she dyed a colorway. And I love them. I don't know what number socks this is for me this year now.
So many.
Yeah. But another pair of Cece's Vanilla Cappuccino socks will be going on the needles, but not for me. For someone else. Shh. 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 We should move on to the next segment. Okay, here we go. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show. Yummies. What are yummies, Mare?
Yummies are our current favorite things. Things we like to talk to you about.
Yummies. Sorry. My brain's not working very well today. Okay, we have a lot of yummies to talk about. First up, we want to give a big thank you to the Prairie Girls Knit and Spin podcast. They included us in their yearly Easter egg hunt, which was episode 65, and there's a link in the show notes. So what they do apparently is, this was their second year doing it. They pick things from their favorite podcasts, and then they hide them like Easter eggs in their podcast. So would you explain what Easter eggs are, like in movies and stuff?
Hidden things?
Yeah, explain what those are. It's in video games too.
Yeah, it's just hidden things.
So sometimes it's like
I don't know.
Sometimes it's like a deleted scene or behind the scenes or a secret extra or something. So that's what an Easter egg is. But the girls, the Prairie Girls, do the Easter egg around Easter. So it's funny. So yeah, they included our Yummies in their Easter egg hunt, which was very sweet. So thank you so much to them. Why don't you talk about the next thing?
Okay. Joran, who is Fjord Lord, requested a thread for Hexapuffs. So I made one.
Your wish is our command, apparently. So what have you named this?
The Honeycomb Hangout.
The Honeycomb Hangout. And what are y'all putting in this thread?
Hexapuffs you've finished, patterns you found for Hexapuffs.
Lamenting over how many Hexapuffs you still need to knit.
Yeah.
Things like that. So where should they go to find the Honeycomb Hangout?
Our Ravelry group.
That's right. You want to say anything else about Hexapuffs?
No.
Well, let's talk about yarn then. Oh, no, let's not. Let's talk about buttons first. Buttons. So, yes.
You have to set it down to show the buttons.
Well, I was going to talk first.
Oh.
So, Denise, who is that Denise girl on Ravelry and also Instagram, is in our knitting group. Hi, Denise, if you're watching. And on Monday night at our knitting group, she brought 2 humongous boxes of buttons for us to go through and take whatever we wanted. So why don't you show what you got?
I got some gray buttons for a sweater I'm doing.
What sweater is that going to be?
The tambourine.
Out of pom-pom?
Yes.
Yes. So you didn't get all exactly matching buttons, did you?
No, not exactly.
But I still think that's fun. That's kind of a unique thing to do. So you got enough for that plus a little bit extra just in case one of them breaks or you lose one or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So thank you so much, Denise. Oh, wait, I haven't showed mine. See? One of them crazy. So I got some of these kind of pinky purple buttons. There's 5 of them. And then I got this pinky purple one. Color's not showing very true. There's a little bit of marbling on it. Nope, it's not going to show. And this very, bless you, this very fun square one. You can like see through it. I see you. And another pink one. Does that surprise you with a little flower on it? So yeah. So I don't know what, let's see now, look what I did. I dropped all these stitches. I don't know what I'm going to use any of those on, but buttons. Fun. Yeah. So thank you again, Denise, for the buttons. You got something from Jess's shop this week. I didn't put it in the show notes, but you can talk about it right here because I got something too. Uh-oh. You lost it.
Pandas.
Pandas.
Panda needle stoppers.
They're Hiya pandas.
Yes.
And they go on the tips of your needles. Don't push too hard because that's the small one. To keep your stitches from falling off. I decided Damaris needed her own pandas because I have 2 sets of them. So, fun. And I bought yarn. So here's what happened. I'm sitting in the yarn shop talking to Jess about the yarn cross socks. And I'm looking at this shelf over there and there's this pink yarn. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's pink. It's gorgeous. And it was Rainbow Heirloom sweater. And so here it is. It's got some light parts too. This is not showing. There, that's more true to color. And I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. And what happens? I read the colorway. Do you see what that is called? Perfect pink. Perfect pink. How could I not buy this? It was perfect pink. So this is 250 yards, 230 meters in a 115 gram skein of DK worsted. It's 100% superwash merino wool. And my current plan is to knit a Tin Can Knits barley hat. Do you see that connection I'm making? Because Rainbow Heirloom, Emily, yeah. So to make a hat out of that and put the pom-pom that I got from EYF, from Toft, the alpaca pom-pom on the top. How fun is that? I think that will work. So, yay. Yay new yarn. Yay pandas. We also got other new yarn. Who is it from?
Tara, who is Atropine on Ravelry.
And she is so sweet. She is the one that actually gifted me the yarn that I'm using for the Mama Vertebrae. Yeah. So she had told me that she had some Doctor Who inspired yarn for us, and she brought it on Monday night. So why don't you share yours first?
Okay, this is Nerd Girl Yarns Bounce and Stomp sock in the, I've got a talking computer and a robot dog colorway.
So who does that?
Sarah Jane.
So it's got some purples in it down in there by the...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty true right there. That's really, really pretty. I think that'll be really nice for you. Let me finish these last 2 stitches and then I'm going to show you mine. Mine is also Nerd Girl Yarns. It's the Audacious Base, which is worsted, 60% Surrey alpaca and 40% merino, 220 yards, 100 grams. Spoilers colorway. This was inspired by a river song from the episode Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. So it's got this darker blue with the paler blue with a little bit of natural with pops of the green. How fabulous is that? So I do believe that this will also become a hat. But we're coming out of the hat season, so these may be the 2 hats that I knit for this coming autumn and winter. Is that a great idea? I think so. Thank you so much, Tara. You are so kind. And Denise, too. We forgot to give love to Denise. Yay! And we forgot to give love to the Prairie Girls. We give love to everybody. We love you guys. What is next, Damaris? What is next? What is next? Oh, a giveaway. I'm having a special giveaway this weekend. So do you remember back a few months ago when I knit these stripy sleeves of warmth? They were inspired by Emily from the Fibertown podcast. And with her blessing, I have typed up the recipe for this pattern. And I will be giving it away starting Friday. I'll be having a 72-hour giveaway. So you might ask, well, how do I get the pattern? Well, here's how. If you are already a member of my Java Pearl Designs CC Almond Ravelry group, if you're already a member of the group, or if you join the group between this Friday, the 24th of April at noon British Standard Time, which is 7 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Central, 5 a.m. Mountain, 4 a.m. Pacific. If you join between that time and Monday the 27th of April at that same time, so that's a 72-hour window, I will gift the pattern to you just for joining my Ravelry group. After that, it gets a little more complicated. So if you want it easy, all you have to do is either go join my group now, that's fine, I will gift it to all of the current members, or join in that window and you'll get the pattern for the Stripy Sleeves of Warmth for free. That's exciting, isn't it? Yep. I'm going to put you to work. You're going to have to help me gift patterns. So we're actually going to take these tomorrow and go do a photo shoot with them to put with the pattern. So go join my Ravelry group, Java Pearl Designs. Links in the show notes. A reminder, if you have not purchased your Doctor Who Companion Sock Club 3rd edition, which is a collaboration between Julia, who is Nimrus on Ravelry, of Pandia's Jewels and I, it is on sale now, and you need to go do it. It will, the sign-ups will go through the 2nd of May or when they sell out, whichever happens first. So you better get over there. You will get 3 skeins of yarn from Julia, an amazing goodie. I'm not sure which month that will come with, but it will come. And 3 sock patterns from me, and those will be in May, June, and July. All the details on the prices and everything is in the show notes. So go sign up now if you don't want to miss out. What is that? What is... I'm sorry. I'm like not all together today. I apologize. I'm trying to see what's next. Oh, our website. So now, where can they find us online, Mare?
GeekyGirlsKnit.com.
.com. So you don't have to type all the extra stuff now to find our website. GeekyGirlsKnit.com. There you go. All right, Damaris, is that everything other than our normal stuff?
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about Hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Mare?
It stands for Geeky Girl Snip Crafty Photo a Day Challenge, and you take a look at our prompt list for the month, and then you take a picture related to that prompt and post it anywhere you like, and we pick our favorites from Instagram.
That's right. So what is our theme this month? Numbers. So a lot of us are using the cheater method of on the 22nd of April this happened, which is totally fine. Totally fine. Because I know it's very difficult to find a picture of 22 of something. It's okay. And we've created our May list, and we will release that next week. We're trying something a little bit different, so we will see how it goes. I'm excited to see what happens. So, anyway, we're about to show them something. What are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
That's right, so here come the photos. So those were our favorite photos. Great job, everybody. That strawberry cake looked amazing. And somebody has a Princess Unikitty just like me. I don't know if their Princess Unikitty, the horn lights up or not. I couldn't tell if it was the keychain or if it was actual, like the Legos. I love Princess Unikitty. She's on my bag. I like her. I also have Angry Unikitty. And their horns both light up if you touch their noses. So cool. Anyway, yay, photos. Great job, everybody. It's never too late to join in, so just take a picture from the prompt and post it, and you might be featured next week. All right, Damaris, let's talk about upcoming events. Am I starting?
Yes.
Yes. In about 3 weeks. That's coming up very quickly, Damaris. I will be at I Knit Fandango, which is on Friday and Saturday, the 15th and 16th of May, in London at the Royal Horticultural Halls, Linley Hall, Westminster. I'm glad... London. Well, I'd already said it was going to be in London. I'm really glad that I'm going to be there with my friend Sam, who is Stealth Dragon, who is the bag maker of Knit Run Dig project bags, because London is big. So, I will be vending there with Sam. That's the reason I'm going down. So, if you're going to be at I Knit Fandango, make sure and come by the booth. I was thinking that this was going to be a fairly small event, and then apparently there's like almost 40 vendors. So, it's going to be a little bigger event than I thought. So, yay, that should be fun. So, I Knit Fandango in about 3 weeks. You should come. All right, Mary, you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. This year's Indieborough Yarn Crawl here in Edinburgh will be held on Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of June.
That's right. There's links in the show notes about the special classes and workshops. I already told y'all earlier that I'm working on the sock pattern, and Jess is working on the special colorway. And I think there's more info to come. I know there's more info to come. So maybe we will be able to talk to Jess in the next week or two and see if there's any secret information she'll let us share. I can't promise that, but maybe. We'll see what we can find out to let you know. So if you're in the Edinburgh area, you should definitely consider coming. And finally, the Geeky Puffin Knitpalooza. What is it, Damaris?
You were supposed to talk about this.
Oh, I thought you talked about it. This is the retreat that we are co-hosting with Sam that I just mentioned about London. So, that's Sam. Where are you? And where am I? You can tell by the sock color. So this is a retreat we're co-hosting here in Edinburgh from Thursday the 29th of October through Sunday the 1st of November at the Gillett Centre in Morningside here in Edinburgh. And there's all kinds of exciting stuff, classes, yarn crawl, vendor market, goodie bags, exclusive yarn, etc., etc. So you should definitely come. Damaris, how can they find out more and sign up?
Go to geekypuffinitpalooza.blogspot.co.uk.
Yes, and that's where you can get all the information. We hope you'll consider coming. All right, I think that's everything for Yummies, Mare. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching.
So what are you reading, Mare?
I finished reading Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston.
So what'd you think?
It was interesting.
Sorry if you can hear the noise outside. Somebody's not happy that it's time to go in from playing in the garden. We waited until it was as quiet as possible. Sorry. So, what did you think? Sorry. What are you thinking about the book?
I liked it.
Yeah? Was it one you would recommend, or is it just you read it because you had to, or...
I don't know.
You don't know? So, have you done the schoolwork associated with this yet?
Yes.
So, what's next on your agenda then?
I need to finish writing an essay on Fahrenheit 451.
So you might need to reread a little parts of that?
Yeah.
And then what's your plan after that?
I don't know.
Some fun fiction that you really want to read? That would be my suggestion. We've got lots of stuff in the cloud on the Kindle. So, all right. Well, I am still reading my 5th nonfiction book for the year, Found, A Story of Questions, Grace, and Everyday Prayer by Mika Boyette. And I'm really, really, really enjoying it. I'm like, I don't want to finish it. Because it's just so rich and, yeah. So I only read little bits at a time because I don't want it to be finished. I'm going to have to finish it eventually, aren't I? And then fiction-wise, I'm rereading The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini. So I just finished last night rereading Aragon, and so now I am rereading Eldest. And that is everything that I'm reading. So.
Now I'm going to talk about what we're watching.
That's right. So you want to start?
Sure.
Oops, I scrolled too far.
Rewatching season 2 of Star Trek Enterprise.
Yes. So what do you want to say about Star Trek Enterprise? Oh, we watched that OMG episode last night. The Communicator.
Oh.
That's where the Prime Directive really kind of gets its need to be thing. I mean, everything that I was reading about the Prime Directive references that episode as kind of the you know what I'm saying?
Origin?
Yeah, kind of it. So, anything else you want to say about Enterprise? Nope. We're watching season 3 of Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Oh, there was that ridiculous episode where they all thought the world was ending because of a comet and meteorites hitting and a geyser starting in Colorado. So that was kind of funny. And then the Hubs and I are watching the final 6 episodes of Covert Affairs. I think we have 1 episode left, I believe. So we're finishing that out because it has not been renewed. And then we have some other things to finish up that did their kind of. I think we have at least 1 more that it's the series finale, and then I think we have 1 or 2 where we need to watch the rest of a season. So I'll let you know. And then I'm also watching Once Upon a Time with the Hubs season 4. Jump the Shark, Jump the Shark. So we saw the origins of Cruella de Vil this week. She's psycho. Psycho. Yeah. And I'm really kind of confused about this whole author thing. How did he originally get this pen and how is he writing everybody's stories? I don't know. And then we're also watching season 6 of NCIS LA. We enjoy these shows, but there's just not always something that I want to talk about. So it's a good show. We enjoy it. So, you want to talk about the next one?
Sure. Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 2.17, Melinda.
Oh. Getting to see all of her backstory. Oh, wow. It was really well done how they portrayed it. What'd you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the Age of Ultron movie is coming out. Is it? It's out here already, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it doesn't come out in the U.S. until, was it May 1st?
I think so.
So,
Ha
ha. We are going to see it
ha.
next Thursday
Ha ha ha.
for the hub's birthday. Because his birthday is on the 9th. And so, but we're busy, very busy that week, getting ready for me to go to London. So, we're going to go see it next Thursday. So, my reason for saying that is, do you think there's going to be something in the movie that's going to influence S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Probably. Because they said there's going to be a time episode.
Okay. So, but it doesn't come out till the 1st of May in the States, so that means we can watch the next episode with no problems, and then we'll have seen the movie, and so then ready for the next episode. We got it worked out. What is the next episode?
2.18, The Frenemy of My Enemy, which was on last night.
So we'll watch it this evening. We also watched NCIS 12.21, Lost in Translation. The belated April Fool's Day joke that McGee and Jimmy pulled on Tony was hysterical. Hysterical. They told him that McGee was the new face of NCIS from the modeling stuff he had done with Tony's dad, with DiNozzo Sr., and he fell for it. Gibbs was even in on it. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. So funny. So funny. I really enjoyed it. Next episode is not until next week. 12.22, Troll. We also watched NCIS New Orleans Season 1. I don't remember what happened. It was a good episode, but I don't remember what happened. I've watched too much TV since then. Also watching Person of Interest Season 4, and they brought back Joss Carter in such an intriguing way. I was like, and the episode was totally different from any of the other episodes they've done. There was none of the timeline thing back and forth, and Joss obviously was just his subconscious trying to keep him alive because he was shot. But oh my gosh, it was so powerful. So powerful. That's probably one of my favorite episodes ever of the series. Really, really liked it. You want to talk about the next few?
We're watching Season 10 of Criminal Minds as it airs, and Season 3 of Elementary, and Season 10 of Bones.
I was trying to think of what happened in Elementary.
Murder.
Yes. I don't remember. Hubs and I are also watching Season 8 of Big Bang Theory, and Sheldon changed the lyrics to kids' songs, and it was really funny. Very funny. He was trying to teach them about science using Itsy Bitsy Spider, and it was really funny. Really funny. You want to talk about the next one? Next two?
We're watching the last half of Series 2 of BBC's Atlantis.
Which, that's the end, right?
Yeah.
So.
And we're watching Season 7 of Castle.
I don't know how I feel about that Castle episode. We just watched it last night. So the whole purpose of the whole story of the episode was trying to figure out what happened during those 2 months he was missing. And they told us, but I wasn't completely satisfied with what they told us. It felt too far-fetched to me. That's my opinion. What did you think?
I don't know.
You don't have an opinion on it? So, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It'd be interesting to see what other people thought of it. If you watched, what did you think? And finally, I'm watching Outlander. Damaris is not watching Outlander. She does not read the books or watch the TV because it's not child safe. Okay. So it was episode 1.11, The Devil's Mark. they were on trial for being witches. Yeah. It was a better episode than the weeks before. The weeks before was still good, but this was a better one, and it's a little bit of a struggle. It's like when you read a book and then go see the movie, and you know what's going to happen, but then you're like, oh, but they left this out, and so it's tough. It's tough to read a book and then see it portrayed. You know what I mean? Yeah. Next episode is 1.12 Lolly Rock this weekend. Also, I didn't put it into Yummies because it's not yummy, but I was so sad to hear of, oh, I've just lost his name. Jonathan Crombie. He portrayed Gilbert Blythe in the Anne of Green Gables movies, and he passed away at age 48 from a brain hemorrhage. Gosh, so young. His portrayal of Gilbert was one of my favorites. I remember watching it when it first came out when I was a child, younger than you even. And yeah, so I'm thinking that once I finish the Inheritance cycle that I might reread the books and we'll rewatch the movies. The third movie is not my favorite because it totally goes away from what the books did, but the first two are just so good movies, and all the books are amazing. So broke my heart. Gil. Yeah. There was something else that I just remembered that we didn't put in the show notes, but I don't know what it was. So I guess with that, we'll move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our March, April, May should be spring cow.
Bah. Bah. The sheep wanted to sing you a song. Bah, bah, bah. Bah, bah. So the Sheepy Spring Cow. This started on March the 1st and runs through the 31st of May. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you can convince us is related to spring. And we've talked about ways to do that in previous episodes. If you have a question, just send us a message or post in the chatter thread. You could not have started your project before the 1st of March, and you have to finish it by the 31st of March. Feel free to double dip in other cows. A huge thank you to our sponsors for donating the prizes that are on the screen right now. We really appreciate your support. Love you guys. If you want to know all the details about the prizes, that is in the show notes. Is there anything else about that? Every project you finish counts as one entry, and you must be a member of our group in order to be eligible to win prizes. So if you're not a member of our group, make sure you do that before you post. All right, Mary, why don't you give a shout out to everybody who finished this week?
Okay. Crouching Cheese, Danny 89 times 3, Ellie 15 times 2, Faithful Knitter, Fjord Lord times 3, Jessie's Girl 84, Karamina 4777 times 2, Knit 1 Brew 2 times 2, KPM CQS, Lady in Tennessee 48, Little Angel SG2, Phoenix Fire times 4, Rose Bob times 2, Trilinda, and Vegan Jelly.
Great job, everybody. Yay. So keep working on your projects and get them posted in the thread in the group. All right, let's move on to the next cow.
And now we're going to talk about our Doctor Who inspired socks cow.
Yes. So this is a cow that we're co-hosting with some other people. Who are we co-hosting with?
Julia, who is Nimrus from Pandy's Jewels, and Sam, who is Stealth Dragon from Knit Run Dig.
That's right. So, to participate in this cow, you have to knit any one of my Doctor Who inspired sock patterns. And you can see all those on my designer page. There's over half a dozen that you can pick from. You could not have started your socks before the 1st of April, and you have to finish by the 31st of May. There are coupon codes in the show notes for the patterns and also for Sam's project bags. We've got prizes. What we have so far is listed in the show notes. Try to see if there's anything else. Okay, so to post your finished projects, the FO thread is in the Geeky Girls Knit group, and you can post each project each completed pair of socks up to 3 times. You automatically get 1 for finishing any of my Doctor Who inspired sock patterns. So that's 1 entry. If you knit them in Pandia's Jules yarn, any yarn, it doesn't have to be a Doctor Who colorway, any of her yarn, that gets you a 2nd entry. And you can get a 3rd entry if you have a picture of your socks with any Knit Run Dig project bag. It doesn't have to be Doctor Who, any of them. So each pair of socks that you finish that meet the rules, you can post up to 3 times. Each week, though, we are giving away a single one of my Doctor Who inspired sock patterns for somebody who chattered in any of the 3 chatter threads. So there are chatter threads in all 3 groups, the Geeky Girls Knit group, the Pandia's Jules group, and the Knit Run Dig group. And we are randomly picking a group each week and then doing a random number generator for someone who has been chatting in that thread, and they win one of my patterns. So, Damaris, which group did we pick from this week?
The Knit Run Dig group.
That's right. And who was the winner?
Sabrina, who is Sabrab.
Yes, so congratulations to Sabrina. In fact, she's already contacted me because I posted, because for this cow, because it's being co-hosted over 3 groups, I am notifying people if they are a prize winner. So I've already notified her, and she's already sent me a message back. She chose the Can Missy Say Something Nice pattern. So congratulations, and I hope you enjoy the pattern. I think that's everything for this one, right?
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next cow. And finally, we have the Outlander cowl, which I'm co-hosting with. Do you want to tell them who I'm co-hosting with?
Jasmine and Gigi from the Knit More Girls, Maria from Subway Knits, and Kristen from the Yarngasm podcast.
That's right. This is an Instagram cowl. Can you tell them what the hashtag is while I'm knitting these stitches?
Kilt Me Now cowl.
Yes. And there are prizes from each podcast. So here on the screen right now are the prizes that I'm giving away from the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. Thank you to all of our sponsors. We appreciate your support very much. All the details about these prizes are in the show notes. We do have a chatter thread in our group, and I think there's ones in other groups as well. But to enter, you have to post it on Instagram with the hashtag KiltMeNowCal, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to find them. And when the season ends, the season of the TV show, which Damaris doesn't watch, it's not safe for children, and not the books either, okay? Just putting that disclaimer out there. Don't want anybody to accidentally, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so it looks like the season 1 is going to end sometime in late May. And when that happens on the podcast episode following the season finale, I will draw for winners for our prizes and announce them here on the podcast. But I will also announce them, I will also post on your Instagram post if you are one of the winners, because I know this is being done across 4 podcasts. So, you have a really good chance of winning because there's prizes from all 4 podcasts. So, yay. All right, well, I think that is all of the cows. Whew. So we should probably move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we answer them.
Yes, so why don't you ask the question, Amara, since it's for me this week?
This week's question comes from Katie, who's Catherine Ann from Pennsylvania, and she asks, "Hi Cece, I was wondering what your wrist tattoo says. Is it in Hebrew?"
Yes, it is, and I'm going to show you in just a second. And Damaris and I were just talking about that I was supposed to say in Yummies that I had another yummy I was going to talk about in Ask the Geeky Girls, but I forgot, so I'm telling you now. So, I now have 3 tattoos. I'm going to show you all of them. So, first up is, this is hard, Grace. Can you see it? I can't, how do I do it? This is difficult. Grace. This is very difficult. And then next, the one that Katie's asking about, this is Shalom, peace in Hebrew. And then, just last week on Friday, I got a tattoo that I have been wanting to get for several years. Well, so I knew this is hard to explain. I knew
the concept
that I wanted, but I didn't know what it was actually going to look like. So, I finally figured it out, and I went and had it on Friday. It's still healing, so just FYI. So, here on my arm, well, that kind of shows it, is a dandelion, releasing the, what are they called? Are they seeds?
Yeah.
Seeds with 5 birds. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is obviously very symbolic for me. Some of y'all know, but all of you might not know, that we have Damaris, obviously, because she's sitting here next to me every week. But we've also lost 4 other children. 3 to miscarriage and 1 to a failed adoption where she was in our home with us and the adoption did not go through. For a lot of reasons that I'm not going to get into on the show. But, yeah, I wanted something to honor Maris and to remember the other 4 kids, Jordan, Micah, Noah, and Kirith. But I didn't want a traditional memorial honor tattoo. So I wanted something that would be very significant for me, but not something that was so specific that I would have to explain it. Because it's just a beautiful tattoo on its own. And then if I want to explain what its meaning is to someone, I can. Does that make sense? So, yeah. So, it's healing. Parts of it are peeling because of the healing. And I'll go back once it's healed and she's going to touch it up. But, so the dandelion there with the seeds with the 5 birds. And I love that it wraps around the shalom here, the birds. So there's shalom and there's grace. Sideways. There's grace. Sideways grace. I can't turn it the right way. So that is all of my tattoos. So, I hope that answers your question, Katie. I think it does. So thank you for asking the question, Katie. Appreciate it, and hope that was a good answer for you. Damaris, what should somebody do if they have a question for us?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
And then we will answer it as soon as we are able. I don't think there has been a single question we haven't been willing to answer. There's been a few that have been repeats. And some, if it was a really close repeat, we referred you to that previous answer, or if it had been a while, then we talked about it. Like, I think somebody has asked before about the tattoo, but it's been a while. And then, of course, I had the new one, so I was like, okay, well, that's perfect. We'll just do that. So, yeah. All right, well, I think we are ready to move on to the final segment. Here we go. And with that, we've come to the end of the show. It's not too horribly long, even with my rambling. Yeah. So, a reminder, if you entered the Yellow Bear Wears giveaway, the winners were announced in last week's episode. I've heard from one of the winners, but the other 2 winners have not contacted me. So, please, if you entered that, go watch the announcement of the winners in last week's episode 136. And contact me. You have only 30 days to respond, or you forfeit your prize. So, speaking of giveaways, we have another giveaway currently going on. Julie, who is Tilly Flop from Tilly Flop Designs, which I'm putting on the screen right now, her logo, so they're not seeing what you're doing, Damaris. She has an Etsy shop, Tilly Flop Designs. Okay, now they can see. She donated 2 of her temporary tattoos, so why don't you show them closer?
Knit.
With the yarn ball and knitting needles, and
knit hot.
Knit hot, I am and I do. These would be so much fun for a fiber festival or a knitting retreat or a fun night out with your knitting group because they're temporary. And so, but yeah. So we have a thread in our Ravelry group. All you need to do is go to her Etsy shop, find what your favorite item in her shop is, and come back and tell us in the Ravelry thread. You must be a member of the group, or if we draw your number, you won't qualify to win, and we'll draw a new number. So please make sure you're a member of our group if you're entering the giveaway. And we will announce the winners next week in episode 138. So go see what she's got. She's got lovely stuff. She also made this thing right behind Damaris' head. Can you move your head this way? This thing right here. So we showed it before, but it's a knitting needle, and it looks like stitches, doesn't it, from there? But it really is the rhymes that we use to teach people how to knit. It's so fun.
Can I sit up now?
You can sit up now. And we also have one of her knitting tea towels is it in the Sheepy Spring Cow as a prize?
Maybe.
I think so. She's got some lovely, lovely stuff. And she was at EYF, and it was really fun to visit with her. Okay. Just a reminder that we are Amazon and Amazon.com and Amazon.co.uk affiliates. And we very much appreciate if you're shopping on one of those sites. If you click through our site, it doesn't cost you any extra, but it helps keep the podcast going. Paying for shipping and prizes and badges and behind the scenes technology and all that stuff. So, thank you for those of you who do that. All right, Mare, why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. All right, with that, we'll tell you Happy Earth Day. Have you thought of any more tips?
Don't be wasteful.
There you go. Don't be wasteful. If you have Earth Day tips that we have not mentioned, put them in the show thread, in the Ravelry group. Episode thread.
Yeah.
Episode thread. In the Ravelry group. We've had good conversation in last week's one. We were talking about how big the UK is compared to Texas specifically, but then also some other places. It was a really fun discussion. So you should go check it out if you haven't seen it. So chatter is fun. So yeah, please do that. And with that, we'll say happy knitting. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Hope your weather is very nice like ours with our windows open. And we'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.
What segment are we doing?
Yummies?
Yummies. Sorry. I had a split stitch and it confused my brain. Okay, let's try this again. How do I intro this?
Now it's time for our favorite.
Oh, okay. I'm ready now. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show. Yummies. I probably should cut that and put it at the end. No. Keep recording. I have the magic editing power.